to bring home the bacon.
Van Wen is keeping the main event hopes alive for the family, playing in her first main event. And everyone's attention now focused on that bracelet after already having some fresh cash in their pocket. All right, back now to our feature table. Action on David Saab. Saab looks down at ace-4 of clubs.
Saab owned a company that was an internet service provider. He started the business in 1996.
With ace-4, Saab raises it to 11,000. Action folds over to 21-year-old Swedish player Paul Christofferson.
In the big blind.
Jack-8 of spades. He needs 7,000 to call. And that's what he'll do.
This table's got gamble written all over it.
Christofferson and Saab now to the flop. Flop is ace, tray, king. Saab with a pair of aces and a commanding lead. Christofferson checks. Saab with those aces checks behind him.
Saab probably could have ended it there with a bet.
Deuce of hearts on the turn. Saab earns the check mark. Christofferson drawing dead. But he's reaching for chips. And he will bet 20,000.
Christofferson bluffs at it. Saab gets what he wanted.
He raises at it. 50,000 now.
That should be see ya, wouldn't want to be ya.
Not so fast, says the Swedish player. A raise to 130,000.
Did I tell you this table had gamble in it? Did I not, Lon?
You did.
And look, he's got David Saab trying to rub the gamble out of his eyes. Saab got Christofferson to bet exactly what he was looking for, and now he's paralyzed by the re-raise.
Wow, and Saab gives it up.
Wow.
Aggression is key at this table, and Christofferson shows the bluff.
The jacks are hot today, you know, jack 10 suited, jack 8 suited. We should all bluff if we have a suited jack in our hand.
Nobody's wearing a cowboy hat, but this is wild, wild west poker.
Yeah, you heard Eskelin, who got pushed off a pocket pair by a suited jack earlier. Saab, though, not finding the humor in that moment. All right, back to table 2. Victor Ramden in a three-way pot. Ramden with a straight draw. Bill Blanda with a pair of kings leads. Edgerton Bullock comes up way short with jack 10. And he checks it after the flop. Over to Victor Ramden now, who loves aggression. He bets 20,000. Now to Blanda with the best hand, and he comes along with a call. Bullock folds.
Ramden and Blanda move to the middle of the ring again.
Turn card now is an ace. Nobody has an ace. Blanda still leads.
I got an ace.
Then you're ahead.
I wish I had that ace. It's the ace of spades, the prettiest card in the deck.
Ramden checks. Blanda checks. River card is a queen. Blanda has the check mark with a pair of kings. Ramden loves to be aggressive. Bets 65,000.
That's a real nice bet.
It is if you fold. Victor in full bluff mode with 6 high.
What should I do? I'm stuck. You surprised me with that. Give me some advice.
Blanda talking a good game. Ramden playing a good game.
Oh, help a brother out. God, Victor, come on. This is comedy at its best. If you're bluffing me, will you buy me lunch tomorrow? I got to get something out of it. I just can't fold.
I'll buy you lunch or dinner anytime, whether I'm bluffing or not.
Really? All right, well, that's in the books. Now let's get something for you bluffing me.
Yeah, if you fold, you've got to get at least a mallow bar out of him.
That's a healthy bet. It's a good bet.
Blanda gives it up and shows his king.
All right, I promise to buy you dinner, all right?
Very nice, sir. Very nice.
Wow, everyone's showing their bluff today.
That's why you're Victor Ramden.
And that's why he's raking in your chips. And that's why he's one of the best players left in the room. Back inside the Rio as this pressure-packed day winds down and the eliminations pile up. The short stacks were just hoping this day would bring them money. Once it did, they push in and hope. And a lot of them get knocked out in a hurry.
Let's take the money and run and pump some of that money back into the local economy.
We'll wait for the next year.
A lot of them will, including Pat Peasant, who was just knocked out.
Danny Negreanu's personal photographer is done.
At another table, Vanessa Russo was all in and all out.
You got money now, Vanessa. Don't get the cheap invitations that killed Susan and Seinfeld.
Vanessa has 3 cashes at this World Series. This was her first ever main event cash. Billy Gazes is out. He ran into pocket aces.
Behind him when he squeezed out those 2 aces. I didn't like the chances then.
Another one of my favorites to the rail. Billy, I'll buy you a bracelet.
As the eliminations continue, tables break, players get moved. There is blogger turned poker player Jeremiah Smith with his 1.2 million chips moving to a new table.
But he needed a service tray to carry over all his chips.
He was the chip leader not too long ago, but now there is a new sheriff in town, Jeremy Joseph, sitting on almost 1.4 million in chips. Jeremy in a hand right now with Jean-Robert Ballant after the turn. 2 aces are on the board. Jeremy made a big bet, and action is now to Jean-Robert. And Jean-Robert is going to give it up to the biggest stack.
Joseph went to the University of Michigan, and he's got Jean-Robert wishing he were back in China scrounging for toilet paper.
Jeremy Joseph, 23-year-old, just squeezed into the cash at last year's main event. Been playing poker for 6 years. Lives in one of the prettiest spots around, Norman, South Lake Tahoe.
I live in North Lake Tahoe.
On the E-Trade financial chip count, you see Joseph and Jeremiah Smith, the only 2 players over the 1 million chip mark. Sigurd Eskelin used to be the chip leader. He's now in the 9th spot, but still sitting at our featured table. The 4th grade teacher from Oslo, Norway, does have the biggest stack at this table right now. Sigurd, a teacher, graduated from Teachers University in Oslo, Norway. James McManus on the button and on the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam, ace-queen offsuit.
At this featured table, if you don't have a PhD in bluffing, you ought not be here.
A raise to 11,000 from McManus. Ace-5 offsuit for Eskelin.
Our players now concentrating on building these stacks to give them a shot at going far.
Eskelin re-raised to 40,000. Now action back to McManus. McManus bluffed Eskelin out of a pot earlier. McManus, that best hand right there, will raise it up to 108,000.
We're not talking bluffing here. We're talking uber aggression.
I'm all in.
Wow, and an all-in from Eskelin.
It's a pre-flop bloodfest, and this would put McManus all in.
But if McManus calls, Eskelin in trouble as he has Eskelin dominated.
I call.
He calls.
Good call.
A very good call.
Wow, sickness. Double sickness. Oh my God.
Eskelin is a 4th grade teacher, but he plays like he's a buck-naked skydiving bounty hunter.
Here's the flop now. And there's a queen. McManus all but puts an end to this hand.
Indeed, McManus now positioned for a huge double-up.
Eskelin looks like he's about to hand half his stack to James McManus. Turn cards and ace will give the check mark to McManus. Ace is up means a double up.
All right. Good hand.
That is a great ace-5 shove. I love that shove. That's a great shove.
Saab loves to see the reckless action.
Oh, man. You got the best of me every pot.
Well, it would help Sigurd if you had better cards.
I know I wouldn't get there now. I've lost the touch.
Yeah, the touch and over half your stack. Today was all about the money. He's real! Some left the main event empty-handed. Others, like Chow Jiang, made money and then made their exit.
I don't want to pay. Why you doing that?
Those remaining include players with big names, some with big chip stacks, and champions with big aspirations.
If I could beat 6,800 people, they'll be talking about me forever.
Former chip leader Brian Chadlick is now a short stack, while Sigurd Eskelin took the lead and then took a big hit. The quest for the cash is over. The battle for the bracelet is on. For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. See you next time from the main event.